Adjectives that compare. We're going to read these pages from our book, starting on page 230. Remember that adverbs are words that tell when, where, or how something happens. Adverbs are used to describe verbs. Adverbs can be used to compare actions. To compare two actions, add er to most adverbs. To compare more than two, add est. For adverbs that end in an e, drop the e before adding er or est. For those that end in y, change the y to I. For most adverbs that end in ly, use more and most to compare. So here are some examples. We have the adverb slowly. When we compare two, we add more slowly, and when we're comparing more than two, most slowly. Late becomes later or latest. Early becomes earlier when comparing two, or earliest when we compare more than two. Closely becomes more closely or most closely. Look at the try this activity. Work with your learning adult to fill in the blank with the correct form of the adverb in parentheses. You can pause the video and join me when you're done. Also, identify the adverbs and you should be able to tell if they're comparative or superlative. If you use the wrong adverb form to compare, you can confuse your readers. When you proofread your writing, check that you have used the correct adverb forms to compare two actions or more than two actions. So, incorrect adverb form. Lori jumped highest than Eva did. Well, we're not comparing more than two, so we don't need the est, we need The team cheered more excitedly of all the teams at the race. Well, here we have more than one team, so they're most excitedly of all the teams at the race. So remember when you're proofreading your writing to check for those. Connecting grammar to writing. As you edit your fictional narrative, look closely at the adverbs you use. Correct any errors you notice. Using adverbs correctly is an important part of good writing, and it can make it so much more interesting for your readers to read. Now, we are supposed to also be talking in this lesson adverbs that compare. Comparative and superlative adjectives. A comparative compares to. A superlative adverb is what? What is a superlative adverb? If you said that a superlative adverb compares more than two or three or more, then you are correct. That is the difference between comparative and superlative adverbs. Just wanted to make sure that we all understood those big fancy words. Now it's going to be your turn, and we're going to go to your reader's notebook. This Connect to Writing is found on page 102. It says you can make your ideas clearer by using adverbs that compare. To compare two actions, add er to most adverbs. Use more before an adverb that ends in ly. Now to compare more than two actions, superlative adverbs, add est to most adverbs. Use most before an adverb that ends in ly. Here we have some examples of incorrect and then the correct. So Mary will arrive soonest than Ellen. Well, this is not a superlative example. This is comparative, so we need sooner. The gray kitten acts the more lively of all the cats. Well, we're comparing more than three. This is superlative, so we need to have most lively. So you are going to use the correct form of the adverb in parentheses and write the sentence. So Ellen ran to the barn fast than Mary. So how are we going to change this adverb? Are we comparing more than two or two? Right, we're comparing Ellen and Mary. So we're going to add er to this adverb. So Ellen ran to the barn faster than Mary. Do the rest of this page and make sure to have your learning adult check your work.